Hey, you guys, welcome back to Naughty Love Movement. It's your girl, Nikki, and today I'm bringing opportunities for advertisement on my channel. If anyone is interested, they can email us at naughtylove2020@gmail.com. Our prices are affordable and reasonable, and please reach out to us. We can start our videos with any commercials that you would like us to advertise. I look forward to hearing from you. I'm out. One. Hey, you guys. Good evening, good evening, good evening. Let me plug this music. My signal is a little delayed in here, you guys. There you go. Hey everybody, happy Sunday. Welcome back to my channel, Naughty Love Movement. It's your host, Nikki, bring you the latest and trending topics, and I vlog my life. And I just want to thank you all for joining me. And y'all see the title, chill. This is what happened when you stop whooping the kids, okay? We gonna get into King Harris and him disrespecting his parents like crazy. He's been out of control for a minute, but I think it's a result of some neglect there. The kids have been very, very vocal, and I have some snippets that I want to share with you. But first, I'm gonna take you back on memory lane. But before we get into it, you guys, please remember to hit that like button, and if you're not subscribed, please subscribe, all right? Because I try to keep you guys up to date on all the trending topics and share my content on your different social media platforms. All the up the channel to grow. I'm sorry if it's glitching out. My signal's a little weak. It's raining here where I'm at. And also support the channel by donating. We accept Cash App, Super Chat, Super Stickers, all that. Shout out to all my subs, my new subs, my subs to come, because we growing every day over here. All right. And shout out to my moderators. I appreciate y'all too. All right. So I'm gonna go ahead and drop this intro, give people a chance to load up in the room, and I will be right back. Hey, you guys. Oh, I see my queens up in the building. Hey, Toya. Hey, Jayla. Hey, In My Opinion. Hi, Leslie. Make sure y'all go over to In My Opinion and subscribe. She has a great, great, great channel. And I think we had talked about this one week on your channel, In My Opinion. But Ti and the cracks have been showing in Ti and Tiny's kids for a little while now. And I think we saw what type of father he was when he exposed his oldest daughter Deja on the podcast, talking about he goes in and checks her hymen. I thought that was just like so creepy and weird. But instead of being a male chauvinist over your girls, like you need to be putting your sons in check. But respect has been lost. All right. Also Zanique she was on a recent podcast talking about her relationship with her mom and how she felt like Ti, once he came into the picture, her attention was limited. Hey, Smack to you. Thank you for joining. All right. So I did a video a while back on King Harris, and I'm gonna share it with you guys or whatever. Y'all go check it out. This is my early days when I first started. This video is a year old, you guys. I couldn't believe it. Like, here we go. There's been plenty of incidents, and I'm bringing this content of past bullying because of who he is. He is a child that comes from a very wealthy family, and I don't think he has had an easy time coming up. And right now, I just feel like he's trying to prove his manhood. And it's like, for what? You don't even have to do this. You have so many opportunities at your fingertips. Like, King is into music and everything, and people have been receiving it. Like, he's been on tour and everything. But his troubles go back to starting in grade school. I don't know if this is from middle school or high school, but I wanted to bring the footage to my 90 crew to see what y'all thought. Drop down into my comments.
Oh my God. Okay.
So there you have it, Naughty Crew. He's been having trouble for a while. And in all fairness, we do not know what happened to cause this situation to erupt. We don't know if they were picking on King because of who he is, the son of T.I. So, kids tend to get jealous and they'll pick on each other to the point where it ends up in a physical altercation, unfortunately. But then we had the famous Waffle House incident. Let's get into it, Naughty Crew.
He wasn't cooking my shit. Yeah, recook. What? That's mine right there. This are you? So what? Hold on. Yeah, sir. I'm about to go ahead and J down. I'm about to go ahead and J down. They got me fucked up. And I hope nigga think I won't jump across that table. All right, watch this. Watch this. Not right now. Thank you. Yeah. Thank you. What? Yeah, I ain't think smart while I'm in this motherfucker house. Show out. Watch me. Got customers. I don't give a fuck about no customers. What? Goddamn. It ain't no pickle on that. Bet everything that you work for is a pickle on. Like what? If it ain't no pickle on there, I'll give you $1,000 right now. Stop fucking playing. Let it be some spit or something on me. Let it be some spit or something on my mouth. And what? I'm getting off live. Watch. Watch. Because what I'm trying to say is, but what I'm saying is, they wasn't talk like that outside. Hey, I can talk how the fuck I want to wherever I'm at. I'm on live, Shawty. Stop talking to me. Stop talking to me. This ain't your fucking restaurant. Everything you make, I can pull out my pocket right now. I ain't tripping on you. Get the hell out of my face. I'm not talking to you. Who the hell is he? What's your name? My name King. You know it and your mama know it. Tell your mama Happy Mother's Day. Happy Mother's Day. File your shit. Come back. What? On game what? Come here. I'll show you what I do. Come here. Come on, we out here. I'm outside. Okay. I'm outside. Come on, shake some. Come on, shake some. Hey, get your employees. Yeah, something in this. Tell your mama Happy Mother's Day. And you still talking inside though. Why you inside? Can't stop me from doing shit. Let me get my food. Thank you. Just talking like they like that. They ain't like that. Before I get back here and pistol whip them. Fuck. Wait till I get back and see him out here late night. Wait till I slap a. All right, yeah. Yeah, wait.
Y'all get the point.
You know, me and his uncles. You know, we were perplexed by his necessity to go back and forth with the short order cook. I didn't understand why he felt he needed to stop what he was doing to engage someone who was at such another level of life. And I had to explain to him that
the nerve of you to insult the hard-working person because your son wanted to be disrespectful, but don't wonder why he disrespecting you now. And this is why I wanted to go back and show y'all this video. This is where it comes from.
You know, when people are not living the way they hope they would live, and here you is walking in with so much freedom and luxury, and you know people gonna posture themselves a certain way. So therefore, you're gonna have to enjoy your you're gonna have to enjoy your life.
So there you have it, Naughty Crew. That is T.I.'s response to the Waffle House incident, which I thought was kind of uneducated. I felt like he was trying to insult people that aren't on his level financially. I mean, T.I., you had to come from somewhere. You didn't always have money. I mean, Tiny was taking care of you before you hit big. So let's just keep it real. So I really don't like his pompous response that he gave. And what are you teaching your son? Like I said, I put the blame on all parties here, the parents and King as an adult right now. And we can't always come to our kids' rescue when they start something. You know, sometimes you have to let it play out and let them suffer the consequences. I mean, he is grown in the way he was talking. He was talking like he was grown and disrespectful. So I don't agree with the way T.I. responded, but I did find some footage where it's showing him trying to reason with King and let him know what it is. The energy you put out, that's what you'll receive back. Here we go, Naughty Crew.
Be telling you back. Do you see it now?
I mean,
can you see it now? Is all I want to know. When I be telling you, man, the energy that you put out that you will receive, do you see now what I be trying to tell you? That monkey you got on your back is just a result of when everything ain't worked. Somebody tried to tell them something early on in life. They didn't listen. And now this is what they stuck with.
So I like to be fair over here, Naughty Crew. So T.I., he does sit down and try to reason with King, but sometimes we heard recent interview where he came out and said that he did not live in a home, especially when they were filming the show. Now they said on the show, Tiny did say like he liked to stay with his grandmother. But why is that? And the only explanation was he just feels more comfortable over there. And you know, like T.I. started getting, he was in and out of jail when King was young, and I think he lost with his formative years, and that's why he does not respect him to this day. Yup, this is one of my old videos. Okay, this is from a year ago. Over 1,000 views on this video. Okay, Naughty Crew. And Toya, thank you for your message. We'll get into that in a second. I also want to get into Zanique, all right, because the cracks have been showing on this family for a while. You could tell Deja used to just feel out of place. But I found Zanique was on a podcast on Mr. J. Hill. And she alleged that her mother, Tiny Harris, spent much time on the road with T.I. rather than being home. To live in those feelings, even though the memories still hurt her. I would say what hurt me is honestly my mom being with Tip all the time. And it's just like she was running behind Tip, trying to keep him from cheating on her. Period. And it was nothing to me, he's never been a stand-up man. She's always taking care of him. Even when he got caught with the drugs, she stuffed him in a cootie cat for him. You know what I mean? He's never really been that. Okay, I cut out. He didn't marry her until he like she had to back him in the wall. He was about to go away and do time and everything. Like he wouldn't have never married her if it wasn't for that. Like I just think Zanique witnessed her mom pick the man over the kids, basically. All right. So King had an outburst today. And I just feel I don't know how I feel. But he got in an argument. Shout out, we're gonna start with the neighborhood talks. And I get that some people don't believe in whoopings, but I was raised with whoopings and I was fine. My parents didn't overly do it. They did it when it counted. And it's still that fear in me. Sorry, my computer is like all slow, you guys, because of my connection raining here.
I know you though. I know you. What's wrong with y'all? Why y'all doing that to me?
Okay, it's freezing. My signal is horrible tonight. Hold on, let me try to go back in.
I know you. 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 I know you though. I know you though. I know you though. I know you. What's wrong with y'all? Why y'all doing that to me? Y'all know me. You know I stand on business. You know I stand on business. Why you even letting somebody play with me like that? Why you letting somebody play with me like that? Why you letting him play with me like that? Why you letting him play with me like that? No, ain't no joking. Ain't no joking. What do you mean?
You are embarrassing yourself and your family, nigga. You embarrassing yourself. You are embarrassing yourself. You are embarrassing yourself.
Hey, get out me, nigga. Man, get out me, nigga.
Let me see. Oh, poor child. He is in pain. Let me see if I could get a couple of clips before. So this is this on-site. Such a delay. It's a
I know you though. Man, I know you though. I know you though. I know you. What's wrong with y'all? Why y'all doing that to me? Y'all know me. You know I stand on business. You know I stand on business. Why you even letting somebody play with me like that? Why you letting somebody play with me like that? Why you letting him play with me?
So he posts, I stand on business. Business, don't give a F who you are. If I'm a mistake, say that. Stop making the world think you F with me when you don't. So do you feel I feel like he feeling some type of rejection, like they left him out of something, and that's why he probably showed up beasting. Y'all let me know. I'm gonna drop the link to see what y'all think. King been out of control for a minute. That's just the bottom line. A while there. and people are getting on his looks and stuff like that. He's the oddball out. I don't want to even be like that, but shout out to Latoya. She sent me this, and because my computer's so slow, I'm gonna just read it. She believes he has a case of oppositional defiant disorder, a disorder in a child marked by defiant and disobedient behavior to authority figures. The cause of oppositional defiant disorder is unknown, but likely involves a combination of genetic and environmental factors. I hope you guys can involve a combination of genetic and environmental factors. Hey guys, I'm sorry, it's a little bit of a delay.
Hey.
Mental factors. Hey guys, I'm sorry, it's a little bit of a delay. Here we go. Good evening, ladies.
Hi.
My signal is horrible. E13.2. Can you just show me your face really quick, and then I'll let you on. Oh, there you go. Hey everybody, good evening, Queens. Thank y'all for joining me. I'm sorry about my signal tonight, but the weather here is bad.
Hey. I know it is lagging a little bit, but I can see you.
Okay.
Hey, Maddie, how are you?
Hi, we're gonna go ahead and sound off of which.
I'm sorry. Is somebody speaking, or did somebody say it was somebody's turn to speak?
I think we were just letting each other go.
Oh. I wasn't sure if my computer was frozen.
No, I think okay, now she's coming back in, that's all.
Okay, well, I guess I can start. I just want to say in his defense that I think maybe last month or a month and a half ago, it came out that during the whole T.I. and Tiny family hustle, they would only go and get King to film, and then whenever they shut the cameras off, they would send him back to his grandma. And King said that was how he was raised pretty much the whole duration of his life, that they would just pick him up and pretend like they were like all living together, and then they would send him back to his grandparents. So I didn't see the clip, I missed it, but it seems to me that King is not comfortable with his parents pretending to be the Brady Bunch.
Exactly. It's all a facade. He's been exposing them for a minute.
I wanted to say this, okay? And because I've been a mother and I've been around here for a bit, I believe that first of all, he's a malcontent. And when they first started showing being there, the grandmama lived with them most of the doggone time. And King was always off the hook from a toddler and everything else. He was just always off the hook, seemed like to me. But some kids are like that. You just can't help it. I mean, some kids are like that. Everybody isn't like that. But he doesn't have any respect, I don't believe. You know, there's parents, and I understand what people saying about T.I., you know, how he raised kids. But when I was coming up, okay, in the 60s and 70s, it was a lot of men that were very chauvinistic because they still had old-fashioned values. And I was raised with old-fashioned values, and people really believed in gender roles and things like that. But there's parents and everything, like me, myself, okay? And you know, when I talk about being absent from your kid, my ex-husband was absent, and I was absent a good portion of Jessica's life because I worked afternoons, okay? So when she was in school, I was at work. All right, but she didn't come up like this, all right, because I believe they instill stuff, but I've seen parents be there for their kids, do everything for their kids, and the kids still don't turn out right. And then with all this bumping your chest up, I remember my girlfriend, she had two sons. One of her sons kind of had a little bit of attitude, not like King, but he thought he was a slick mofo. So anyway, he came home one day and he said, "The dad get on my nerves." He said, "One more thing, I'm gonna bust him in his mouth." She says, "Son, I'm gonna tell you something right now. Your daddy is a grown man." She says, "No matter what, he is your dad. I know you may not like the stuff that he says or does or whatever. He said, no, Mama, I ain't playing. I'm going to tell you. I'm going to tell you. She said, well, I'm going to tell you this. When I said your father is a grown man, I mean that. I know you think that you a grown man too, but he's a man, so I wouldn't suggest that you get in his face. He did it anyway, okay? And his daddy laid him out, okay? He ain't never messed with him. No, he laid him out. You know what I mean? And the boy, then he was crying. Dad hit me like this, and he don't care about me. But you got up in his face. So I'm just saying, you know, and as much as and as good as my daughter has been, okay, I ain't gonna lie. There was one time I had to do the WWE on her before I even knew it. Okay, I had to do the WWE because she walked up in my face and said, "Tell me what you want to do. Want me to do before I can go to bed." She just been acting out. So I'm just saying to say that sometimes these kids can take a lot on the parents, and I might not want to be bothered with them all the time. I know there was times where I didn't want to be bothered with my daughter and her attitude. So all I'm saying, I ain't condoning T.I., Tiny, or whatever, saying they're good parents or they're bad parents. But I just think that sometimes you can't blame it on the parents all the time. And you've seen entitled kids who got just a little bit of money to be able to buy designers clothes that go with your kid, go to school with your kids, and they nasty acted and bullies and all the rest of that. People get a little bit of something and they act like they all this, that, and the other. Anyway, that's my rant.
Thank you. Hi, E13.2 million. Thank you for joining the panel. Welcome her to the panel, everybody.
Welcome.
Welcome. Nadi, you know me from Diva.
E is my sister. Hey, E.
Yes. Hey. I'm sorry. Yes, I am great. I changed my picture and it's so crazy because I typically don't get the notifications. And when I saw your live, I had to go and watch it before I came over here. Because I feel very strongly about a few things. I agree with you that he has been, and first of all, thank you for having me up. Nadi, you look beautiful, by the way. But a few things. I hear you when you say that he's been exposing this family for a while, and I love to see it, every moment of it, because it's very difficult to raise children when you're putting girls in the trunk and taking them across Las Vegas to California, allegedly. So you put raising these kids on autopilot, basically. And so the grandmother raised them. Now, with your grandmother raising you, I would assume that you would have some reverence for women. I didn't see that in the video because when I heard Tiny say, "Stop playing with me, I will beat your A," I knew then that he had crossed the bounds with his own mother. And if you truly feel that you are out of place with your parents, why are you going out in public with them to the Falcons game and you're not even rooting for the same team they are? You follow the lead of the man that you are with. If your father is laughing and joking around, then hence you need to laugh and kiki too until you get in the car to figure out what's that all about. I don't know how many times they have issued physical discipline to this child, but he's a grown man now. And from my perspective, it's a day late and a dollar short. I heard somebody in the chat mention something about oppositional defiant disorder. I understand what that is. But this boy is 19 years old and he can be defiant to his parents all he wants to. But like, I believe Kim just said this.
Yeah.
You know, when you approach grown men, and I'm going to even take it away from grown men, as a grown woman, if something like King approaches me and talks to me that way, like he spoke to the people in that Waffle House video, because I love the Waffle House. Don't play with the Waffle House, not in that video. So you want to talk about getting cussed out and getting the beat down, because I don't know if any of you have been to Atlanta, but it's a lot of us women who are bearing arms. Okay, we are secure with our Second Amendment, and there will be nothing like a King Harris that's going to walk up to me with all that yip yap and tell me what he's not going to do. So I think it would be in his best interest if he does have defiant disorder, he needs to go check himself into a facility, because he's going to get himself hurt. No grown person over the age of 30 is going to sit here and listen to this little bitty boy who's 4 feet 11 talk all that yip yap. It's unacceptable.
Exactly. Hey,
Amen.
In my opinion, what are your thoughts?
Hey y'all, I'm not gonna be up here long. I got a
Okay.
respiratory infection, but I'm gonna say
Oh,
this.
feel
Oh
better.
no.
Oh, I hope you feel
Special-
better, baby.
Listen, I went to the hospital yesterday, had to go back because I had an allergic reaction. My lungs was closing up on me. So I don't trust these
No.
folks no more. I'm gonna go to my doctor first thing in the morning, make sure that they gave me the right meds because I ain't trusting them. But anyway, I came up here to say this. This is the problem. When you put off raising your kids to somebody that's already raised kids and is old and can't do it, you can't expect to have nothing but this. They spared the rod, they
You
spoiled the
ain't
child.
know.
They put the parenting off on Mama Diane like Mama Diane was in the best of shape. She's not. Okay? She raised her kids. Her time is over. Let that lady have the peace to sit down and enjoy her retirement. You raised your
Mm-hmm.
own kids. You laid down and had them. And as much as they go through with drugging people up and sleeping with them, they should be up on charges. And they have been before. And all of a sudden it miraculously disappears. They know better than P. Diddy and the rest of these people out here that's drugging people up and mistreating them.
That's right, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead,
In my
Jay. If you
opinion, you are right.
you
You are
Y'all
right.
really
have,
right.
y'all have a beautiful Sunday. I
Baby,
appreciate
feel
you
better.
in
Feel
the chat,
better.
Nadi.
You feel better.
Thank
Mhm.
you.
Take
I
care of
agree.
yourself now.
Yes.
I'm about to.
I will.
Hey, Toya. Toya, you up?
Girl, okay. I'm the one that said that the ODD, and the reason why I said it was that because my best friend is currently going through this with her son right now. He is
Mm-hmm.
14. She's been having these issues with him since birth. She's seen it from birth, not what's wrong with him. She was one of those parents that she advocated for him, went to different therapists, tried to get him help, this, that, and the third. It didn't matter what she or her husband did, he was set on being defiant. And it got so, I mean, it was to the point he was fighting her. He was fighting the dad. They had to call the police so many times. It was to the point to where the police was
Mm-hmm.
like, there is no reason for you to call us because we can't do anything until DJJ gets here. And so that's why I gave that. I said I believe it was that because I saw her son in him. And with her, it went so far with him to the fact that where he stole her car. She had a Mercedes truck. He stole her car, went on a high speed chase, hit two other cars in between that time.
Mm.
Lord.
Went to juvie for that. It was like every time they sent him to juvie because of his age, because at that time he was like 11 or 12. They couldn't really do anything because he wasn't of age. And she was like, so it's going to take for him to hurt somebody before y'all get him help. I've been trying to get my son help for years. The school don't want to help. It's like there's nothing out there for him because he's so young. Y'all need to have stuff out there to prevent it instead of having stuff or services out there to help them after they've already done something bad. Needless to say, he ended up shooting her. Luckily, it was just in
Ooh.
her arm. But he ended up going away this time and he went for like 18 months. Um, he's been back probably about 4 or 5 months. He's not as bad as he was, but he's still defiant. He feel like he don't have to ask permission to go nowhere. He can go where he want
Mm-hmm.
to go, come back when he wants to come back. He know he has a curfew. He don't care. It was at one point he had on a leg monitor. He still broke curfew and didn't come home and did what he wanted to do. So I get what people are saying, like when certain instances, like the lifestyle that they're living could contribute to that. But also, I wanted to give the different aspect of it could also have nothing to do with the parents. The parents could have done everything they could have done, and it still could just be in the child. She had to end up sending her son to live with her mom as well because she had another child she had to think about in the house. He could potentially hurt her. He was breaking into their rooms, stealing their money, all of that stuff. And it was to the point to where she had to send him away for them to get a peace of mind.
Mm-hmm.
Can I
I
ask a
just want
question?
go ahead.
I'm sorry, because this is blowing my mind. Did I hear you say that he pow the mom in the arm?
Yes.
Is there? I'm not too. I haven't been in this situation, and I hope to God I never am. I do thank you for sharing this, but my question is, why would they say, and I want to say this as respectfully as possible, why would they send that child to live with the grandmother who's older, but so they can have peace of mind? Why don't they sign over the rights to the state, send him to boarding school somewhere? Why are they sending him to
He wanted to sign her rights over, but if she signed her rights over to him, she would have to sign her rights over to her other child. The state of Georgia system is so crazy. She literally had no help. All the resources she got, she had to research them on her own. She had to research facilities. A lot of them wouldn't take him because of his age, because he was too young. Some of them wouldn't take him because of the things that he had got in trouble for. So the resources are limited. The DJJ system is understaffed. They don't have the people they need to do the jobs that they need. Like, she went above and beyond. She had to end up getting the two people whose car he hit sue her because he was in her car.
Mm-hmm.
Well, maybe he needs to go to jail.
Or
He
you
went
know
to
what?
jail for shooting her. He went to
Dr.
jail for.
Bill.
I remind you, he's only 14 now. When he shot her, he turned 13. The day he shot her was his 13th birthday, and his court-appointed counselor was at the house when it happened. He just does not care, and that's what they diagnosed him with. He refused to take the medicine because he said it doesn't like the way it makes him feel. So, like I said, he's been home for a couple of months now. He's in school, but they only allow him to be in school for only 2 hours. So the other hours of the day, she has to find somewhere for him to go. You know, it's a lot.
It
And
sounds
he's
like
only
a lot, but I
14.
really feel like King's situation is he's a spoiled, entitled brat. And
Yeah,
But
I
he
think
acts
that's
the
what
same
it
way
is
too.
too.
But
it's
he
never
acts
ever
the same way. He acts spoiled and he acts entitled. That's all a part of the
But I think
diagnosis.
though that, in my opinion, had a good point too. And I did when I wanted to piggyback on that when she was like, "Well, first of all, when she was talking about him going over to his grandmother's and everything else, you don't need to be. It might be very well they sent him away, but what is his grandmother had to raise all them kids, and she did because she basically was there for all the kids, and probably so anyway because they were entertainers, so they were probably on the road, but she's not capable of handling that. Just like when I said I was on afternoons, I had to come off afternoons and I had to do so and get out of there in an unorthodox manner. But I did it because my kid was suffering. Okay, my mother, she was failing class, and I would ask my mother, "What about her homework and stuff like that?" My mama said, "When she come home, I make sure she eat and eat, take a bath, and get in the bed at a certain time." She said, "The homework up to you. So if you want to make sure that she tell me she got homework, she got it. If she tell me she don't, and that's as far as I take it." She said, "Because I raised my kids, so you don't like to get off afternoons," and that's exactly what I did. You know what I mean? Because she said she's already raised her. So sometimes, parents will try to help you, but that's the other thing. And so my mother gave Jessica lenience and a good open berth to do whatever she wanted to do because she was actually failing third grade. You know what I mean? Because my mom ain't here no more. She said she did hers. So all I'm saying is that has effect on the kids too, because now they think that they can do that to anybody and with anybody, and then you don't have no discipline nowhere. And then when your parents try to talk to them and everything, now I'm gonna tell you something. Back in the day, we were a little different, and my parents wasn't always like Leave It to Beaver or June Cleaver and them or the Brady Bunch. The parents, they wasn't like that. They got with you when you needed to get got with, okay? But I was too afraid to disrespect them. I'll tell you that like that. I would never do stuff like that.
I used to
And
get
he
my butt whooped.
probably, if she seems like she's the type that lets them have their way. And he probably went over there or wanted to go over there or felt more comfortable to go over there because she let him have his way.
Who, Tiny?
And no, Miss Diane
The
Oh,
grandma.
let
Durag
him
said
have
that too,
his
I
way.
think.
Durag made a comment towards that.
Yeah,
Like
Durag.
he wanted to he said I think he wanted to go live with his grandma because he knows he can get away with a lot of ish. Yeah, he probably was sneaking out.
but
And he
see, the
way.
the way
But
the way he like said it, and if I could find the clip, I'll send it to you. he was just like, you know, he kind of felt like, to me, like his family was living a facade, like you said. Like it seemed like they all lived together as a happy family, but behind the scenes he was being shipped off to his grandma's house. So, you know, it
And see,
sounds
that's
to me
another
like his
thing.
family.
I don't feel. I see where people's like, oh, they want to portray, and mind you, like I am not advocating for them at all whatsoever. I'm just playing devil's advocate. Please don't think that I'm advocating for nothing they got going on. But dang, I just lost my train of thought. What was you saying?
It's all good.
I was saying that
It's all good, but
yeah,
you know, the other thing is that every family I know is pretty much dysfunctional. I ain't seen
Oh,
no perfect family. I'm just saying my friends,
right,
family, all the rest of that. So I see a lot of stuff that you usually see happen in regular families, whether they're
right.
just, you know what I mean? That boy
And
ain't
I
got
don't.
no respect though. And then it come a time though. Here's the deal. No matter what life or circumstances have done to you, it comes a point in your life where that does not relieve you of the responsibility of making yourself over into who you know you should be, or basically getting evolving and making yourself into the right kind of person or adult. Okay, because his ass is grown. Excuse me, his butt is grown now. Okay, so I mean I
And,
don't understand.
and he
You don't
finna
get to
see what real
disrespect
life is
me and need
about,
me. You don't get
right?
to
But I don't think.
you don't get to disrespect me and need my money and
Right,
my
and did he hit his mama?
likeness.
Now let's talk about that part though.
But
When you did
that's
that
all they
video,
think, though.
when you
They don't have any respect
excuse
for
me, Tori, I just want to answer this. When you
them.
did that video, did you all see that there was some tussling going on? Was he fighting somebody?
He was in school.
Ti.
School
I
guy
didn't
from
get to see it.
fighting.
Oh, you talking about
Fighting?
that fight?
No, 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 no. I'm talking about the one with him and his mama, and mama said, "I beat your
Yeah, I
Oh,
didn't get
double."
Ti.
That
Ti had him
camera
in
kept that
headlock.
camera, yeah, because that camera kept moving around.
Can you
Okay.
play
Ti
it?
had, yeah, Ti had him in a headlock, I think.
Oh,
Let
okay,
me
because I
play it
knew
one
something
more
was going
time.
down.
Let me
hmm
play it one
But
more. Can you play it
what
again,
I was
honey?
gonna say is that me personally, I don't think they put up a facade that they're this fake Brady Bunch family. Like everybody know that it ain't like that. Like that hasn't been a secret. Everybody know that he got all these baby mamas and all of them don't live there and they've been dysfunctional. And like what is it, E12? I think that's your name. Like she said earlier, it might have been Kim. We saw early on King was different than all the rest of them.
Hmm.
And those were the early signs then that something probably was wrong. Now, I do fault T.I. and Tiny for not, well, I'm going to say allegedly, I don't know, I'm just assuming that they didn't get him diagnosed or see what was going on with him early on. Or they could have, and they know what it is. And it's beyond your control because at this
Well, when
point,
they
even
get when they get grown, though, it is behind their control. Because I got a
but
cousin
no,
that's like that.
but even as a child, like for instance with my friend, her hands are tied. There's nothing that she could
I
have
got
done.
that,
She
but
did
he's
everything.
19 years old now. All I'm saying to that point is that he's 19. So even if you did give him medicine and he was okay, when they grown, I mean, you know, I have a cousin that's like that. You know, he's grown now. He don't take his medicine. And one day he went to a party and and when people getting ready to leave, he's gonna be out in the middle of the street directing traffic, okay? And he had no business being out there. And the people told him to move, move, move. He wouldn't move, told them to shut up before he gave him a ticket, and they knocked him out. Now his mind is a little bit different, but what I'm saying, because he got
Right,
schizo, but he don't take his medicine no more. You know?
right. But I'm saying like early on when he was a kid, when they first started seeing the signs, I'm saying then, like, I don't know if they went and got him seen about and know what it was. And
It's really
or
like
they did not get it checked out and just, what I'm saying, just like, oh, he's just acting out, he's just being bad when really there was something going on with him. That's what I was saying. Like if
I
they
get it,
didn't
but a
get
lot of times
checked
those
out,
medicines just dead the kids. They make them like zombies. So it's not like medicine doesn't resolve the problem though all the time.
Mhm.
it doesn't resolve it. It helps with the symptoms, but they have trial and error. You have to find the one that best works for you. And with
I
my
get that,
my
but that's what
my
I'm saying.
friend's
You
son,
can.
like the medicine works for him and it calms him down and he's not a zombie. He just don't like being calm.
Has he been diagnosed with anything?
Who?
Your friend's son.
Your friend's son.
Yes, he has ODD and ADD.
Toya, check the comments because in my opinion, it's providing some resources. That's what she does. For all of you guys that don't know, go over to her channel and subscribe. She can find resources in any state. But I want to play this footage one more time for
Yeah, because I want to see that.
Yeah, I missed it. Thank you.
I know you though. I know you. What's wrong with y'all? Why y'all doing that to me? Y'all know me. You know I stand on business. You know I stand on business. Why you even letting somebody play with me like that? Why you letting somebody play with me like that? Why you letting him play with me like that? Why you letting him play with me like that? No, ain't no joking. Ain't no joking. What you mean? You are embarrassing yourself and your family. Nigga, you embarrassing yourself. I know you though. I know you. What's wrong with y'all? Why y'all doing that to me? Y'all know me. You know I stand on business. You know I stand on business. Why you even letting somebody play with me like that? Why you letting somebody play with me like that? Why you letting him play with me like that? Why you letting him play with me like that? No, ain't no joking. Ain't no joking. What you mean? You are embarrassing yourself and your family. Nigga, you embarrassing yourself. I know you though.
And see, it'd be the littlest things that set them off. And it probably like somebody said something that wasn't even offensive, but they automatically think it's offensive. And when my friend's son shot her, you want to know what set him off? Some friends were outside because he always made people think he was older than what he was. When he was 12 and 13, he was telling people he was 15, 16, 17. So she's outside and saw, like, mind you, he would leave the house. She wouldn't know where he was. He would be involved in drive-bys and all that stuff. Like, he would just leave the house and wouldn't say anything. And even if she tried to lock the windows or whatever, he would break out. But that day that he shot her, what set him off was it was a car of friends outside, and she went outside and she said, baby, y'all need to go ahead and leave him alone. He's only 14. He's only 13. He actually turned 13 today. And they were like, what? We thought he was 16. She was like, no, he's 14. So I don't want y'all to get in no trouble. So y'all go on. That's what pissed him off and what made him shoot her was because she told them he was his real age.
Look, I'm from the hood for real. So I know for a fact then a bunch of the kids got that syndrome because they out here wilding at 11 years old, okay?
Right. That's all I'm saying.
Right. Banging. So I and King, to our knowledge, ain't never touched no streets like that. Like I know 11-year-olds that started banging at 11. So he ain't touched no streets. My gut is telling
my friend's son, he's not from the street. 2-parent household. Her and her husband are married. They raised them together. They live in, you know what I'm saying, a residential neighborhood. He didn't grow up in the hood. None of that. Like they always that they had, you know, the best of stuff or whatever. Her oldest son is the total opposite.
But I want to hear what the essence is going to say.
You're upset. You're mad. You can't. You lose it. I know. I know you. I know you. I know you. I know you. Ain't no mystery about it. I know you though. I know you though. I know you though. I know you.
It sounds like he's standing up for himself.
You know I stand on business.
Y'all want to know why the argument started?
Why you even letting somebody play with me like that? Why you letting somebody play with me like that? Why you letting him play with me like that? Why you letting him play with me like that? No, ain't no joking. Ain't no joking. What you mean? You are embarrassing yourself and your family. Nigga, you embarrassing yourself. You are embarrassing yourself. You are embarrassing yourself. Get out of me, nigga. Get out of me, nigga. Well, you can't do nothing with me. Shit you can do with me.
King was rooting for the other team. T.I. was on it because they and King got mad.
Okay, Toya.
Maybe they did it
Latoya,
or something.
Huh?
Let me tell you something first of all, okay? I'm pretty sure, and I'm gonna tell you this because I know I have a child that suffers with ADHD and borderline antipsychotic behavior. Any professional that prescribes your child's medicine will also tell them there's a behavior health center If your child gets out of place, you can put them in there. I had one. My child set my mom's house on fire because he was bored and he heard demons talking to him. It's fine.
Mhm.
He got the help he needed. He got on the right meds in the center and came home and was a different child. So don't tell nobody out here it's no help for them. It is.
Mhm.
And in
Mhm.
Georgia, it's in every
Here,
state. It's
here
in
in
every
Clark
state.
County,
They
I'm
take
telling you, in my
they take
opinion,
medical.
I
Wait a minute,
was
hold
on
on. No, you can't tell me this because this is something I know. And if you could tell me, you could tell her. Okay, I just pulled up Georgia. Okay, you said she stay in Georgia. There's
the.
Northside Hospital for Behavior Health. There's Southern Living Oaks Wellness for behavior health. There's Riverside for behavior health. And all behavior health deals with is psychotic and disorders of ADHD, ODD, all those disorders. That's all they deal with. And all of them have a hospital. But you don't have to make an appointment. You can go to their emergency room 24 hours a day. It's only for people with those disorders. And you can put your child in. And they take children from age 2 to age 18. And I'm telling you this because I know it for myself. I wouldn't tell you something I don't know. It's in every state. When I
I,
found out my child had it, I researched. And now they'll tell you, when I get on something, I research to the last letter because I don't want to put out information that's not been researched. I have not vetted for myself. I'm not going to tell you nothing wrong. If that woman won't help for her child, she can get it. But taking him from one household to another is just putting her mom in danger.
Right.
no, okay, so let me
I
piggyback
agree.
on that. I'm speaking so firmly up for her because I was on this journey with her. I helped call places. I researched with her. They either would not take him because of his insurance, they would not take him because of his age, or they would not take him because
Okay,
of the
what insurance does he have? Because I'm going to check the insurance on these right now while we on live. I'll check.
Look,
girl. You know that was like
Toya,
2
do you
years,
follow
huh?
in my opinion? Hold on. Do
Yeah,
you
I
follow
mean
in my
he.
opinion? Because I want to get back
Yeah, yeah, I know he did,
that.
but y'all, this when he was 12, 11, 12, 13. He's 14 now. He just got out of juvie for shooting her. So the situation is different
I think
now.
Natty wants a sidebar. She wants you to sidebar that within my opinion, is what you're saying. I
Right.
don't think you can
That's
hear her. So then this way you guys can get into it in depth and you can get the understanding that you need. Because in my opinion, it sounds like she got some good resources.
Also,
She
I
Dr.
mean,
does have
he's in a better situation now because he's
Right, but I
14.
think she's just saying that she want to go on with the show.
Yeah.
All right. So getting back to King, because I'm seeing some of these comments. Hey, Foo Foo girl, what's up? She one of my day ones. She says King has been crying out for help for a minute since an early age. I
Yes.
agree.
And let me
I
tell you,
agree.
like, when you feel that your parents don't hear you, it causes a different kind of like hole inside of you, you know? So imagine being a teenager and the communication is just not there. Even if you are enraged sometimes, most of the times for me it came from not being heard. And also the way your parents handle situations where you feel victimized. Like in this situation here, it sounds like he was talking to somebody and it got a little bit heated. And moments like that probably trigger him because when you talk to your parents and it falls on deaf ears, that's a trauma. That's a trauma, and you might get triggered at any moment. And I'm not saying what he's doing is valid, but if he wasn't properly disciplined or if he has a strange relationship with his parents, I don't 100% feel like King is in the wrong here because this is the reaction you get from children who feel scorned by their parents. They lash out, especially once they hit adulthood.
Exactly.
Especially once they hit adulthood. You should have heard me when I was little. So
Yeah, you're right though. Now that is so true. Oh, that's right. Because I know I've been on that side. I mean, I've done that, and my kid did that too. And I have you learn from trial and error. But you're right about that, babe.
That's
because if
it.
you listen to it one more time, like just listen, he's talking to somebody and maybe they bet on it. Like who's to know? Like who's to know that they
happened with
wasn't
this man.
gambling?
Hold on 1 second. Let's see.
Right, they might have been gambling.
And you're upset.
You're
You're
mad.
mad.
You
You're
can't.
mad,
You
sir.
can't.
You lose it.
I know. I know you. I know you. You can't. I know you. I know you. I know you. I know you.
Ain't no mystery about here.
I know you though.
Man,
I know you
know.
though. I know you though. I know you. What's wrong with y'all? Why y'all doing that to me? Y'all know me. You know
See, why you doing that to me?
You know
I feel that.
Why you even let somebody play with me like that? Why you let somebody play with me like that?
Sorry.
Why you let him play with me like that? Why you let him play with me like that? No, ain't no joking. Ain't no joking. What do you mean?
You are embarrassing yourself and your family, nigga. You embarrassing yourself. You are embarrassing yourself. You are embarrassing yourself.
Man, what is she talking about? Get off me, nigga.
Bro,
Man, get off me, nigga.
well, you can't do nothing with me. Shit you can do with me.
Okay, this is
So it seems like whenever he was in having a a loud conversation or even an argument with that person, his mom automatically was like, "What's wrong with you?" And he's like, "Why y'all doing this to me?" I think he has trigger reactions to like not being heard or properly understood or coddled by his parents. I'm telling you, that'll do it to you. You will become a whole entire monster.
But then not only
And can I
that,
tell
it was at a certain age when you're young, you don't have the same reason and rationale. When I was a young woman at work and stuff would happen. I would personalize everything. Now that I'm older, everything is not about me. Okay. People weren't, people come to you with their own problems. It ain't got nothing to do with how you're seen or whatever. You know what I mean? But you don't know how to deal with it. So I think you personalize. Oh no, what I want to say is internalize. That's the word I want to say. Internalize everything, you know what I mean? Because my kid was like that too. You know how kids is, what you always picking on me, or why you saying this to me, and that's not it all the time.
But that's how we feel though. And I feel like sometimes when we say those things out of the full vulnerability within us, parents still just don't understand or get over it. You know how much that hurts. Like that's why I feel like we're like Gen X, which would be like my parents' generation. I feel so bad for them because I know they couldn't express at all, and I can only imagine what that does to a person.
I'm correct. What did that other
exactly.
comment before that say, Deborah?
She
Deborah, I
said
feel the same way
the
though.
first time. Yeah, I feel like there's some substance.
Mhm.
Do
Also,
you?
I want to bring out because I used to watch the show,
Right?
and one thing I noticed, T.I. and Tiny were never on the same page when it came to King. It was like
Mhm.
T.I. Tiny was always defending King to
She
T.I.
was. She was. You are absolutely right. Yep.
You know
They were
what?
never on the same page.
They sure were, because he wanted to be the daddy that boy needed, okay? Because throughout the movie, throughout their series, every time they were on, the only thing you heard them say is King's name. King, come here. King, stop that. King. He was always busy.
I don't know. This
He
the
was
same
always
dad that did virginity checks on his daughter. So there could be something a little weird going on. I'm just saying.
That
Well,
was
I'll tell
weird.
you this too. When T.I. started going back and forth in prison,
Mm-hmm.
King was young. Those was his formative years where he needed his dad. That he was like in
Yeah.
middle school when that all started to happen.
Mm-hmm.
So he probably built up some resentment. You know what I
He
mean? Like,
probably
I
did.
need my dad and he's not here, watching his mom trying to hold down the fort for all of them, and he probably was being neglected because Tiny was only one person and she wasn't even touring and all like that back then. They just had you know what I mean? So
Yeah, you're
who
right,
knows?
because
He
he
may
had stopped. You're right. She had
uh-huh.
stopped touring.
Well, that's because of his chauvinistic ways. He want his white woman home in the house while he frolic in the street.
Well, tell me this. You think that too? That will actually protect him because he was away from jail all the time and you wasn't here to see what he's going through? So you just can't get home and just be jumping down his throat?
Mm-hmm.
That
I don't
too.
trust no man that feels the need to do virginity checks on their child. I'm sorry.
I feel you, my sister.
Even though besides the physical, trauma that is, the mental state you have to be in as a parent to even feel like you need to do that. Like, who
Hey,
knows what else?
refresh my memory. What method did he use to check it? Did he just make sure that she was using sanitary?
I thought they said that he was sending her to the doctor, right?
Oh, that's right. That's right. You're right.
He would go into the doctor's office and ask, but the world did not need to know that. Period. You completely humiliated your daughter, and it's because of his chauvinistic point of view and the way he thinks. He doesn't think anything's wrong with it.
Yeah, because I wouldn't be comfortable when my dad did that. Now my mama did ask the doctor, was that hymen still in check? I ain't gonna lie now.
But he did it often though.
Oh, you mean this is a routine thing? Oh, I didn't know that part.
Let me tell y'all something. T.I. is something else. And I don't know if y'all remember the first season that they had the Family Hustle. They brought Zanique a car. That was all a front. He did not buy it. He leased it and gave her the option to buy it herself when the lease was over.
Really?
So that's his type of person. Yeah.
See, I would be I'm sorry, because my mom, she wasn't doing all of that, but I could just imagine like I'm telling you, granted, King probably does have a hint of, being defiant in him, but after a while, you're gonna start trying to express yourself. You're not about to gaslight me and mentally like try to manipulate me because you're my parent. That's when you end up wilding out like this. I'm telling you, like, and then you got your mom who, God forbid, was probably standing on side by, and then now you triggered because you having an argument with somebody and the whole room may or may not be gaslighting you, and your mom is like, what's wrong with you? What's wrong with you? And he's like to his mom, what stood out to me is, why are y'all doing this to me? Y'all could be telling that person to chill out. Why y'all gotta all come at me and tell me what to do? So a trigger is a trigger, and the trigger comes from somewhere.
That's
and
true.
Then
but
I want to make this point too. Tiny is just really finding her voice. Until that last incident when he cheated and they separated, went and bought her own house. She started her own business. She's really just finding her voice in the relationship. T.I. has been ruling the roost for how long? You know what I mean? And running over her and things like that. And
but I want to say too, though, to Essence thing, though, Natty, don't you think that if it was your kid, you would say something first to your kid than you would to the stranger? You know what I mean? So that could have been it too. Honey,
I wouldn't.
We wouldn't. Essence, why not?
If it's an adult, no.
What's his word? Expeditiously.
What you mean? If it's an adult, no, babe.
I didn't hear them say anything to the other person, and I heard both of them yelling. The other guy was like, "You're losing." I heard somebody in the background laughing. I'm telling you, they probably was gambling, because he's like, "You're cap." Like, they probably was gambling, and they probably was having like an argument over money. I don't know. This is my speculation. And what I hear is everybody in the room want to tell King to stop when it's a 2-person argument. If my parents, especially if that's a trigger for me, if I never feel heard, if I'm always feeling like, I know what that feels like. That's just me. I know what that feels like, to just be a one-man show trying to get your point across, and your parents is just standing there like they brains been abducted from their head, and they just don't get it over and over and over again. You're gonna, that's gonna mess with you. So for me, I just feel like he just like, don't, like, why y'all doing this to me? You don't just say that out of nowhere. Like,
I get what you're saying. I guess the reason why it doesn't resonate with me, because I came from the era is that sit down and be quiet. You seen but not heard. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's just my thing. And we couldn't say too much back. You couldn't even say without getting in trouble or darn, because it's too much. Like, damn, you know what I mean? So
he gave these kids too much of a voice, but he does sound very defensive. He does sound very defensive, and I mean, there should be a level of respect, but I don't think T.I. has earned that from his son. And that's what I think is missing. When he don't even mind the man, okay, because he's always been very sweet to his mom.
Yeah, but it sounded like he was going off on her more on this one, and then T.I. jumped in. Like, why are you embarrassing us? But it sounded like he was going off on his mom, and that's why she said she was tired and said, I'm going to beat your A double-double.
Yeah,
but notice T.I. didn't come to defense of Tiny.
He didn't, did he? He said about embarrassing us. You're right, though. He didn't. You are right.
Was that? I don't think Latoya. I don't think that was T.I. that was picking at him. That was another person.
It was somebody
No,
else.
no. I'm talking about the T.I. telling him you embarrassing the family.
Oh yeah.
What I'm
No,
saying,
I'm
when he
Latoya.
intervened, when T.I. finally did intervene, he didn't take up for Tiny. He was just like, "Why you gonna be embarrassing us and acting like an in ninja out here?"
What? You not gonna blame the
something. I wouldn't be surprised because when King did his interview, he made sure to let the people know that he's distant from his parents.
He said, I wasn't raised in that house. That TV was a facade.
And those allegations, those were not like, late 90s and stuff. Those was what? Not too far off in his life, wasn't it? I don't know. I'm asking. The allegations about the
I'm not sure, but
But also, who knows what happened to him when his parents was on the road? You understand? Like, people like Princess, who had a habit, as we found out. Princess was T.I.'s sister, who suddenly passed away on the show.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
And, she was the main caregiver to the kids outside of Tiny's mom. But who knows what happened when they were on the road? You know what I mean? Like, because when I hear King crying out, and as disrespectful as I feel he is, I hear trauma in his voice.
Yeah.
I wonder, what is he not talking about? You understand? It could have came from school. It didn't even have to necessarily come from the household. It could have came from school. He could have been violated by somebody in school. And that's why I wanted to go back and show y'all that old footage of, he's always felt defensive to me. He has an odd look.
That's right. I'm glad you mentioned that again too, because we need to bring that up. Because sometimes you're right. People, they're self-conscious and insecure about things, and their insecurities come out in different ways, and that is being defiant, being always on the defense, lashing out, of what they feel that they're not accepted, or it's just like Essence said, being heard. So that's the other thing too, because he has a unique look about himself, and if it's smaller man too as well. I'm not sure how big.
Well, you cut out, Kim. Latoya made a good point. She said T.I.'s sister had bipolar disorder as well. We don't know the family lineage. Maybe, you know what I mean? There's a lineage of mental illness that we don't know. But all I see is someone crying out to be heard. I hear the trauma in his voice. And I'm still not excusing the fact that he's disrespectful. You know what I mean? But I just feel like there's a reason for everything. And sometimes you just have to look a little closer. You can't just look at the surface level. And I just recognize that T.I. was gone those informative years. That video I showed of him fighting in the bathroom, I believe that's around the years where T.I. was gone. You know what I mean? So he probably felt like he wasn't protected. You know what I'm saying? By his dad. Here we go. Essence, you got any more thoughts?
I would love to see him. I'm keeping my eye on it. Even sometimes things are written in history that go over our heads. Like even like if you watch the show back, but I am more so on the side of King just because his other kids have like odd stories with their parents. For example, Deja, that's weird. That's a weird father-daughter dynamic to me.
Well, I don't think she was ever really there for her, and she always felt like the oddball out. And the fact that she has mental depression and things like that, that comes from, to me, an absentee parent. I'm not even just going to put it on father. You understand? Like that comes from an absentee parent, and she's missing something from one of her parents. And she always came off as very sweet and quiet to me. And she always gave me the feeling of, I don't really want to be here.
Yeah.
It's crazy
But
because you got little Aries out here singing, and you would think all is well is in the Harris household, okay? You got little Aries. But it just goes to show, like, you can have one child end up one way and another child end up a whole another way.
Oh my God, you think they're stage parents?
I really feel out in my heart of heart, Tiny keep pushing this singing thing on little Aries. She tried it with Zanique and it was an epic fail.
I love the OMG girls.
Even vicariously through Aries.
Is she any good?
I can play a little snippet of it. Here we go. She's good enough for Miss Tina Knowles to post her.
What does Christmas mean?
Oh my gosh, she's amazing.
What does Christmas mean to you?
Oh my God, she's really talented.
She is
talented. Yeah, when she was able to sing, she started singing when she was a little baby on that show, though. She did something one day. She was singing. They were like, "Did you hear her?" Yeah, so she had a little voice, though, and they probably don't give her voice lessons and everything now and trained her.
It's giving Annie, like she could go on Broadway.
Yeah,
Maybe
she's so
in
cute.
Matilda or something. Oh,
I know,
yeah,
but
it's
in
gonna
this
be.
industry, do you really want her in this industry? Let her be a kid. You know what I mean?
Obviously, they do.
You're right.
You see, Zanique followed behind her mom and tried to get her eyes permanently changed colors, and she almost didn't.
She almost lost him.
Yep, she almost lost her eyes. But even I just shared a post earlier when Zanique was on the podcast. She first of all, she lost her father to prison. All right. So
she ain't not her daddy, right?
Okay.
And
so it was just her and Tiny. So then she was like, she felt like her mom was on the road all the time with Escape. She was always with grandma. You know what I mean? And so she said when Tip came in the picture, her mom was always with him on the road, you know, and she feels like that's time that they can never get back. And she put on the front like, oh, I'm not wallowing in it, but it hurts you because you're saying something. You understand?
Yeah.
It's still
giving. It's giving. They might be next on the docket.
Exactly.
What
exactly
happened? Did they I wonder if those suits are ongoing still, because that really blew the internet up.
What
those allegations?
Oh, it went away. And now they're suing Sabrina for defamation.
Okay, well they wouldn't sue her for defamation. They wouldn't sue her for defamation if they felt like she was lying. So, I mean, if they felt like she wasn't lying.
Well, obviously, it wasn't enough evidence for her to pursue her case, Sabrina Peterson.
She stopped it. Yeah, she dropped it. But I do want to say this, is that no matter what could or could not be wrong with King, I pray for that young man, because fighting and going, because he's got a chip on his shoulder, and fighting and jumping and popping off of people like that is going to court. You never know who's going to come out the winner. Okay?
Yeah, I believe he was bullied, though. Like I said, he's got a very eccentric.
I'm not denying that. I'm just saying that I don't want him to get out here in the street and get him right in front of the wrong people's face. People, everybody on edge nowadays. You know what I mean? So I just hope he can get some help.
Yeah.
I think he really needs to figure out some type of some direction in his life. He was doing the music. Tiny was trying to back his career. He had a little momentum going there for a while. He's gotten away from that, and I really feel like it's probably because of the people he's choosing to be around and substance.
And he don't have the look. He don't have the look. Let's be honest. I feel like if he was like a Justin Combs or something, that look, he would have been already on his way up. But because he doesn't have the look, and also he's an alternative black boy as well, so. That was before Little Uzi and
What's that mean? Alternative black one.
Alternative black boy is somebody who might be into like rock or like anime. They
Oh,
wear like
okay. Like
that
they say about Willow, she an
chain.
alternative black person. Okay, I
Yeah,
get
she's an
you.
alternative black girl. So he was like his aesthetic was like alternative. So and it's funny because now that's kind of like the thing right now, but that was before that was a thing. And then they started making memes about his looks. And I think he kind of just spiraled because that's when that whole Waffle House thing happened. So his parents need to be there for him. And when they see, and my thing is too, lastly, if you know your son is easily triggered,
Mm-hmm.
when he's in the midst of a heated argument or something,
Mm-hmm.
why not be there for him and ask the other person to stand down? That's my thing. Why are you amongst three other people or however many other people saying, what's wrong with you? What's wrong with you? Like he
I get what
and
you're
you
saying
can,
now, Essence. I get what you're
yeah,
saying. You're right. You're right.
you
Because
can
I
be
think
there for
that,
your
yeah.
child.
Mm-hmm. Because then he probably feel now he being singled out, and whatever the other person said to him or whatever, now that person probably feels even better because now his parents getting all in his face.
Exactly.
You know, they could have tried to de-escalate the whole thing. Is what you're saying.
And they did not. And I didn't.
Mm-hmm.
I just feel like if it's a 2-man argument, why is your first instinct to tell me to chill? Why can't you ever nurture me? You're my mom. And
Mm-hmm.
that's when you get that Tasmanian devil because you always been like that. I'm always having to scream my feelings at you. I don't know if y'all know that.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Like that. Well, you said you couldn't talk to your parents. Like you couldn't say nothing. You have to internalize it. Me, I was you gonna hear me whether you want to hear it or not. I might get slapped later. I might get slapped during games.
Well, now I didn't
Sometimes
say. I mean, that's what they
I done got
expected.
dragged for filth, but you was gonna hear me. You was gonna
But I
hear
just
me.
want to interject. That's what they expected. And I did speak out, but I'm just telling you that's how we
That's
were raised, you know. But I'm just, you know, you hear me on here running my mouth now, so you know, I ain't never kept my mouth shut. But I understand what you're saying. Go ahead, baby.
No, I'm just saying, like I'm telling you, like you, and I had to utilize my adulthood to kind of move forward, you know. But as a teenager, I was determined to have my mom hear me whenever
I
I
went through
felt.
that with my daughter. I went through
My
that with
daughter
my
did
daughter.
that to me too.
You gotta, your kids
Mm-hmm.
just want to, and sometimes they not right now. And now, if you have a defiant child, someone that's a little off, you know, and I don't mean that in a derogatory way. If you have a defiant child, that's different. But if you have a child that's coming to you expressing the way they feel and you're not willing to hear them out because you're the parent, that's when you get turn into king. You're gonna turn into him, and he's
And
gonna
I
stay
have a
like
feeling T.I. is the
that.
type, like, he only likes to hear his own thoughts and what he says goes.
Mm-hmm.
That's all that matters. I'm king of the castle.
He more like a lecturer, like a professor lecturer. All he do is talk at him.
Okay, Latoya said that he
Exactly.
was talking to T. I don't know. Was that T.I. he was talking to?
And Deborah C says King needs a mentor outside of the entertainment industry. King is a book smart young man and needs to be challenged that way so that he can find his voice. I agree. But I felt like it was the battle of the egos between him and his father. Like T.I. wasn't trying to how do you say de-escalate the situation. It was kind of like he was trying to match energy, and when you have a child that's explosive like that, when you try to match their energy when they're escalated and you meet them with that same energy, you're only going to get an explosion. I know this from experience. Like you can't meet them with that same explosive ego, you know what I mean? One of you has to be calm and in control.
Mm-hmm.
One of you has to be calm.
I don't know. I wonder if that was T.I. Now, if he was arguing with his dad initially, that I don't agree with. Show some respect.
I can see T.I. trying to correct him about something,
but he still shouldn't have been, in my opinion, that buck with his father. You know what I mean?
I get it.
But sometimes them boys do that. Like I told you about my girlfriend and her son. Yeah, and he was kind of about it back then. Not as like King, but you know, you couldn't tell him nothing.
Yeah, Tip is definitely a narcissist. And look, in the wake of everything that we've been going through this past week, with all being revealed on Diddy, he comes from that industry. Most of the men think like that in that industry. That's just the bottom line. But nobody, to me, it seems that nobody really holds T.I. accountable. Not even Tiny. So on that, I'm gonna get your closing thoughts. Kim, what are your closing thoughts?
I just wish, I just hope the boy don't go off on the wrong person. Okay, I just want him to get help and say a little prayer for him, so that he can get where he need to be.
Exactly, I agree. Essence, you have any final thoughts?
Yes, I agree too, and I'm hoping that King is wise enough to come. I'm not saying to discredit his parents, but to tell his story and kind of like help us to see why he may be the way that he is, because I feel like children who are hurt because they feel unheard need to heal, and the only way you can heal is by moving forward. And sometimes you have to tell your story and you need validation. So I hope that he respectfully fills in a few gaps for us.
I love it. I love it. I appreciate you ladies joining me. I'm about to get out of here and get myself together for tomorrow. I'm not going back to tomorrow evening because I've been going so hard, you guys. I'm tired.
It is cold.
Huh?
I said, and it's cold.
Yeah.
Well, night, ladies. Yeah, I'm doing the same. It's going to be a busy next 2 weeks for me. You are good topic. Good topic.
Thank y'all so
Yes,
much. I
thank you,
appreciate y'all
Natty.
joining me all the time. And E-Girl, thank you for joining me. Thank y'all so much. I appreciate all of y'all joining me this evening. Please make sure y'all hitting that like button, thumbs up this video, and share my content on your different social media platforms. That's how we grow over here. I think this is a great topic, and it's a conversation that needs to be had. Because our younger generation is different, unfortunately. And parenting styles have to change. We have to listen to our children. And I just really feel like it's a cry out for help. All right. So that's all I have. And to all my haters.
And I wanna say thank you in case I don't thank you enough.
I thank y'all too. Y'all keep the wheels turning over here. I appreciate all of y'all. And I hope y'all have a wonderful, blessed evening. Until next time, Naughty Crew, I'm out. 1.